use Udemy. We make you use a lot of different resources, and everything is hands-on, and we make you work. And basically, the way I look at it is, you and me we're in Japan, and I got to get you into the office, because if you don't get into the office, you gotta lose your visa, like me. So you gotta know what you're doing, because it's a hard level. There's a certain level actually getting that job, and we're going for 6 figures because it's Tokyo and things ain't cheap here. We got to eat, and there's beautiful women around. If we want to date them, we got to be making some money. So it's very practical. And as you see in my class, I'm on you. I'm like, hey, are you doing your homework? Do you submit it? Are you doing group work? Are you getting things done? I'm watching, and I want to see some progress with this. And if you guys know how much I charge a pathetically low amount. So the class 5, I said you had to be a part of the conclave, and then you had to pay $60 for the Azure DevOps lab, which is pathetic. I mean, an amazingly low price that I charged, right? It's basically free. Classes 1 through 4 were entirely 100% free. And it's about your life being changed, and I'm helping you. That's it. I'm just helping you get to the next stage, the next point. That's it. So I'm guiding you. And I'm just like, if you put in the work, I'll help you get to where you need to be. You just got to trust yourself. You got to trust me. You got to trust your brothers. And if you do that, all of us will get there together. And I'm already there. So I'm kind of like putting the light. And I'm like, follow me. Come on. Don't worry. There's not as the monsters aren't there. Chewbacca got them. It's fine. Most of the worst monsters are these uneducated detractors and Keishas. Those are the ones we have to worry about. Everyone else, no, man. They're rooting for you. They want you to be successful. So do I. And then lastly, before I end, you guys have to ping me again, because I got messages for you. I got to make sure you guys know what's going on. I'm starting a GCP class. So we're in class number 5, and we're going to GCP on the first week of March. So if you haven't been participating in the class, you can come back into it. This is the place to come in. And when I'm teaching the class now, instead of me just doing like the GUI operations, we're doing everything in Terraform. We're doing everything with GitOps. We're actually using Git. We're actually using ADO. We're actually using pipelines. So I'm teaching it in a very different manner. And that's because I'm teaching it much more real world and DevOps-y, and I'm getting you ready for that day one, that interview, that day one, you get your computer, you turn it on so that you can be productive and you can actually lead a DevOps program, even if you don't have experience. I'm like, hey, look, I'll give you the experience. Just do the labs in the class, work with your brothers, and we'll get you there.
Yo, back at it. What up, Theo? And I see some cloud watchers. Ah, good to have you back on a Sunday. The University Tech Support. I believe this is episode number 15. Who would have knew? Who would have thought it's becoming a thing? How are you, sir? Think you gotta unmute yourself, Playboy.
There. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
No, no, you
good.
good.
I'm good. It's been long. Um, Boy, the amount of work I'm doing right now. It's like that's all we're doing is working. It's really hard, but it's worth it. I mean, the students are worth it. So, as you know, there's a new class just
Mm-hmm.
started. We have 190 people over that in the group so far for the class. There'll be some more people being added. So yeah, it's been quite the experience, to be honest. So yeah, it's busy. Shout out to my admins for helping me out. But yeah, it's a good new class. I'm enjoying it so far.
All right, cool. Yeah, your admins be working up. You see Aaron's all over the place. Aaron's Johnny on the spot. I have my notifications turned on Facebook, in particular for that group, which is and I'm in for the Python class for this and so all day. So so yeah, I know, but yeah, the onboarding is crazy. The mutants, et cetera, et cetera. Um, we were talking about this before we went on. One way or another, man, it is happening. I'm looking at the jobs reports with the number of jobs lost across all sectors, but in particular with the quiches. And like I said, I'm of the a lot of my guys are in trucking. My guys I grew up, friends at home, constructing, contracting, etc. They're actually doing well, and like I said, with what's going on with the class, um, we're poised and in position for any which way that the job market turns. We're churning them out over in your class. So I don't know if this is canary in the coal mine or if this is anomaly based. But in any event, none of us really seem worried about the downturn or in trend. We're certain, and like I said, I we got to keep an eye on actually what type of jobs are actually disappearing. So, et cetera, et cetera. But what are your feelings on the? I know you're onboarding, but are you excited about the new class? What's going to be rolled out in terms of teaching in the labs, and what are your expectations and prospects for the future with regards to that?
Uh, this is okay. So this is the new experimental class that I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with Azure. It's in the new Azure course, but GCP is where the platform is.
Hmm.
So we did GCP so far, and yeah, it's going well. Students like it. Um, the previous students, or the students who are in class 7, they understand why GCP is better than AWS almost instinctively, and
Hmm.
they understand the benefits of it. So that's good. I mean, they're following instructions. We have the same kind of problems we have normally, which is we got some students who have a hard time following step by step. You have to do A, B, C. They don't want to do A, B, C. They have a hard time following a process.
Hmm.
And it literally is like, watch me do this. It's A, B, C. that's, that's it. There's a computer system. This is how you do it. But they got they need normal for the first week. They need to have external monitors, right? Um, Without an external monitor, my class is almost impossible to do.
Right. Mm.
Then you got to take notes. You have to understand, only focus on what's important now. Don't focus on everything because it's an overload. You can't do that. So as long as I've been able to help the students in this manner, I think they've been doing pretty good. Um, we have the startup scripts. I have what 7 startup scripts right now for the class. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this before.
Nice.
So, got 7 startup scripts. I got a Python script as well for the gates, so you can validate all your work. I'm actually explaining how to do curl commands This is all new. This before I didn't do anything like this. It was just this is one script you have, put it here, make a homepage. Okay, you're done with that. Let's go to the next point. Now it's much more developed. So the course is really designed this time to destroy imposter syndrome from the beginning.
Nice.
Yeah, it's. I do not want imposter syndrome. The amount of time that I lose in the class dealing with imposter syndrome is just not acceptable. And I'm like, look, I could be doing something else. I need to. I have other classes I have to go deal with, right? Sitting here and talking to you about something that you should have figured out already is not profitable. So, okay, what I'm going to do then is just give you so many labs, so much work that your imposter syndrome dies. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be drowned in doing. But that's freshman year, first semester, calculus 2 and
Yeah,
engineering 101. That's freshman year.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, bro, it is first and second semester.
yeah. It's just like,
That's like, are you serious?
yeah,
Are
just
you?
do
This is
this.
just for one class, and I got this for 5 other classes. Yeah, I mean
Right.
that's how it's got to be. It's good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
I'm just like, get the work done. Here you go. Here's some Python. And you always got those guys in the class who are like, hey, why don't we have Python scripts? Now I'm like, here you go. You
Here you
wanted a
go.
Python script? Here you go. There you go. Now here's your overload.
I'm going to piggyback on what you're saying about the imposter syndrome, because I'm actually a perfect example of that. I came in. Well, actually, I was in that first whatever class AWS class that was before that first GCP. I was in that one, but I
Yeah.
didn't complete the rotation. But I doubled down on the first GCP class, and it wasn't until I survived that first Armageddon that I was like, oh. I actually do know. Okay, I actually can do this stuff. And I had built out the first two tasks myself. And I remember you being like, dude, you're not working in a group? I was like, no. He was like, these look good, but you need to finish task 3 with a group. And then that's what I got with Surge. But that got me over my first initial piece. And then when I realized that the cert was different from the actual DevOps class. And I went to take I think I prepped for the GCP cert first, and I was like, I don't know anything on this cert. I did so good in the class, right? So when I rolled over into AWS, I tell you I had to make that decision. I'm leaving the country. I either got to focus on the cert or the DevOps class. So I just doubled down on the cert, and it wasn't until I got with Dak and he was tutoring me. It took me all the way to November of last year when I prepped for the AWS cert for Dak to be like, bro, no, you really got this. Just take the certs, take the exam, see how you do. Because I've been tutoring with him for like almost 4 months, and he was like, bro, like from how the conversations you were having with me when we first started to like now we just go in, we look at schematics, we talk system design. He was like, bro, you really got this. And then after even though I didn't pass, only because I missed by 40 points, like my confidence level is through the roof now. And it's like, oh, I really do have this. And that broke that's I don't have imposter syndrome now after that November exam. So what you were talking about the imposter syndrome, that's a real thing. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a real thing. We were talking before we went on, and I was like, "Bro, I got it." I'm talking to you now, like, "Bro, I got this. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it at the end of the month. If I don't pass another 30 days, I got this." Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's not me being cocky. It's me getting over the imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you're
I
spot on with that.
yeah. I just can't handle the imposter syndrome. It's the amount of time I just so now I'm just like, okay, here's more structure. Here's more structure. Here's another like lab to do. Here's another command to do. Here's another command line to do. Do it again. Do it again. Do it over again. And it was like, I'm gonna hit you so hard that you have no choice but to say you can do this. Like like you're like, yeah, I could do it from this way, I could do it from that way, I could do it. Yeah, this is not hard to do. And you're going to go to an interview, talk about what you're doing, and people are like, wow, you can really do this. Okay, great. Then you go like you. Um, so I think this is, again, it's a new class, it's new experimental. The amount of time we put into it is huge. I've been having, so my admins right now, I'm actually watching this as we're talking.
Oh,
My
I
admins,
got your Facebook open for your video. So there's Aaron. Aaron's everywhere. I'm watching my
yeah,
notifications. I'm looking at it right at the top tab. Yeah, yeah, your admins be working, bro. But
yeah.
I'm
So
glad you got help though, bro. I'm glad you got help.
they're vetting right now, so they're getting that done. Oh yeah, I had to get uh, giving Lisa base PTSD to the people. Yeah, you did it! Yeah, God, I can't believe how much Lisa there was in the class. That I'm starting to get like numb to Lizzo. They just give me so many Lizzo's things.
Oh, I
Um,
mean that's your fault, bro. You started that shit. Everything was Lizzo.
I
We
I
had
did not
you had the pictures
start
of
it.
Lizzo. People were putting it on their EC2s as the pop up images.
No,
It,
no,
it became a running theme, bro.
I did not. That was class one. That was before you started.
Yeah.
They they did it first. I was just a peaceful, innocent cloud engineer teaching some guys from Sao Paulo, and then my students in class one decided to Lizzo me, and they sent me 1,000 Lizzo pics, and I became a zombie. I couldn't function correctly in Sao Paulo.
Oh man. Yo, salute to the chat, everybody. Checking in, brother Zeke. That's my man. Zeke been with us for a minute. Shout out to Zeke, because Zeke took the AWS practitioner exam before he even got in the friggin' class. I remember him being in the chat like I'm testing for that joint. So Zeke, I'm gonna start streaming my study sessions again in the members section. They took me offline for a week, but I'm back and I'm taking my exam at the end of the month again. Salute to Zeke. Salute to Tori Brown. I see you in the chat. Playboy Loki Stormbringer says checking in, but studying for GCP PCA and making notes. I'll watch on the replay. Thank you, sir. No, I'm taking an SAA again on I believe the 31st. Zeke. Um, what you call it? My the study with me's are in the members section. I think I've already done 3 on this channel. So I'm gonna be streaming my study sessions all like during the week because I'm doubling down because the exams coming up. Um, Zeke says, man, GCP has a more user-friendly appearance and approach than AWS. After class 7 and 7.5 is going to be much more digestible. Much appreciated, Theo and admins.
What can I say? I try. I try, man. I try.
Tori says between Lizzo and Waffle House Tros, Theo gets the business. Oh
So
man.
I was doing the user scripts last night. So I was doing the user scripts, right? And I just did the basic one, and then I was doing ASCII base images. So images from ASCII, right? So I was trying to make it like a 70s feel. So
Hmm.
it was only black and green. That's it.
Nice.
It's there, right? So I thought it'd be kind of cool. And what happens? My students are like, no way, man. We're gonna start doing it like our way. And so the women start coming out there, and I'm like, I'm just trying to teach you now. What do you guys do? You guys got this on me, you got that on me, and yeah, it just started, and it never stopped, and it's gonna keep on going too. So, in 2 weeks we're doing Terraform in the class. We're going
Okay.
to Terraform. I've never done this before, so week 3 is going to be Terraform.
Okay.
I think I can pull it off. It's going to be like prayer.
Um. Oh, the man himself, International Quiet Storm in the chat. He says, finishing up Flux project with GCP Cloud Platform using GKE. I am now comfortable using both EKS and GKA, learning so much. And he's not bullshitting because I was streaming last night, and this is what this dude sends me at 1:21 a.m. last night. So I was still on stream with Mr. O. He sends me this is I'm reading right from my WhatsApp. Full operation Terraform build infrastructure implementation deployment security and tear down on Flux software using 8 custom bash scripts for easy user interaction. Then he sends me at 1:21 a.m. Splunk application monitoring, custom built GCP GKE cluster. This app is fully containerized using Docker and operates 100% pure using only private IPs, TLS encryption, and self healing pods. Shout out to KS. He sent that to me at 1:21 a.m. last night. With the full video of him doing it and everything. I think you muted up, Theo.
Shout out to TIQS. So usually, okay, so I usually start cooking late at night, like at about 1 o'clock in the morning. I start making these labs, and then I have ChatGPT check them, make sure my syntax is right, everything is right, because I can optimize it. I can do something better. And my documentation isn't so good, so I have to improve it, right? So we're working on that. And recently, ChatGPT is like, it's really late. That's what it says to me. It says, it's really late. You should go to bed. I'm like, oh, wait, I need to get this done. Let's do it tomorrow morning. Don't do it now. I think it's so funny. I was like, yeah, I'm tired of you. You're always doing another project. Like, because then, like, what I do, like, okay, so I made the COBOL projects, right?
Oh, I forgot I sent you that OpenClaw COBOL thing the other
Yeah,
day. I just sent it to you. It popped up on my feed. I looked at it for a second. I was like, oh, Theo might think that's cool because we both know how to use COBOL.
So I have about 30 weeks worth of COBOL lessons, and it's all on there right now. I mean, I've got one repo, and I have to redo another one, and it's a pretty cool COBOL class. It's actually really intense, and I got to just get some more support to it and put some more meat to it. But the bones and the structure are there, and the goals are there, and the code has been tested to make sure it won't fail. So that's good, and I gotta organize that, right? So usually I do that at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But recently, ChatGPT is like, "Yeah, you need to go to sleep. Like, yeah, you've really been going. You really all you're doing is working up in the middle of the night. Go to sleep." I think it's funny. So I think it's great. And then it's surprised because the whole music thing that I was talking to you about before.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got almost all the equipment that it recommended that I buy.
Oh, so you got ChatGPT to recommend we told them what you wanted to produce, and they did the shopping list and specs for you.
Yeah, that's how that worked, and that's why I got again. See right here.
Yeah, that's what I said. When you showed me your gear, I was like, "Oh, you're a gearhead," because I know what that
Yeah,
is. I was like, "Okay," and you're getting the good you want those good vintage sounds.
I want the
The
good.
stuff Real Hits was made with.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm getting so I'm getting a studio that I can use here in the house, and then I'm getting another one that's portable.
Hmm.
So this one, the TR-08, this is portable,
Nice.
and I'm getting two studios so that when I become a passport bro again, I always have my gear with me. I just have one suitcase with my gear.
Hmm.
Then I've got two other suitcases with my clothes, and then I put the dog someplace. I don't know. Put them on the wing. So
Yeah, how about that, right?
yeah, so I got something right. So it's the whole thing is like I want to go to Netherlands and produce. But again, going back into the class has a lot of good energy, and I think they're going to be really good students this time. Um, I just, I put a lot more effort into it this time and a lot more structure. The whole thing is how much structure can I put into the class? How can they just go to a repo and just get the information that they need? and just keep on going back and forth again and again. There's a certain kind of student I can't help. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the student who sits back and says, like I want someone to tutor me or someone to coach me. Like I can't help that guy, but I can make things so easy that anyone can do it, basically. So that's what I'm shooting for.
Well, I will say this. I like your transition over to the structured GitHub repositories with the classes and stuff like that, because I think that it it immediately forces a habit for them to
Mhm.
um use the repositories, to basically become ultimately comfortable with it, and it auto preps them for sending their code to repository, and they navigate in the repository, looking at how a repository is organized. So when they start going to organize them, I think it just, you know what I mean, it's right from the gate. Like, it's not okay, we build all this, like how how some of the other ones and then it was like, oh shit, now I got to I have to get comfortable with Git or GitHub, as if it's a separate thing. It automatically, like, oh, bro, you want it? Here's the repository. And I think
Right.
I think it builds that habit in right from the foundation.
Yeah, it's like, look, I'm putting everything into a repo from day one.
Right.
I've got like a month worth of labs in there right now. So if you want to get it, you actually have to get clone it.
And it forces you to be self-sufficient. Like,
Right.
shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to do this. Like, Joe, bro, you didn't check the repo? Like, do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
Pull
It's
up the YouTube tutorial, or contact Chat GPT or Gemini and be like, "Hey, prompt it. I'm a total noob and beginner. I got class stuff that's on a GitHub repository. I don't know how to use GitHub. How do I access it? It'll walk you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It forces self sufficiency.
Yeah, exactly right. And they have to fork it. They have to get
Hmm.
clone it. They have to then go through and do updates because I update it on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis. So I'm always putting more code up there. And, they have to think. It's not easy. It's not designed to be easy.
Right.
It's designed to be, you actually have to think. And I think that's a wonderful thing, honestly. I just think it's much better than it was before. Um, so I designed this mainly because I am going to be traveling, and I know that I can't like redo an Armageddon lab every year, right?
Right.
So now it's like, you want Armageddon, and there it is. It's in the repo,
Hmm.
like from day one. See, there it is. I'm not playing with you. This is what we're doing right there.
Right.
Right? So
No, one
yeah,
hundred percent. 100%.
so I'm making 4 Armageddons for each class, in the eight, and I'm working on each one of those, like how they're actually structured. So it's taking me a little bit of time, but I'm getting there.
Well, I think from a systems design standpoint, like, you're building a system around it, so it's self sufficient, it's resilient, it's high performance, and it's got failover.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty much like, if I got hit by a bus, and somebody in the class could actually take it and keep on training people with it, and
No,
that's the whole thing. I mean, I want the class to persist. So hope I don't. That would be horrible, but I'll
no,
probably survive. I'll probably survive. That's me.
no,
Um,
you have been powerlifting.
yeah, yeah. Oh, they just redeploy me. I'm just code. That's it. I just redeploy. Uh, but I need to make sure that the class keeps on going. I know that when I travel, I don't necessarily have time to redo this kind of stuff all the time.
Hmm.
Right now, here I'm in Austin. I am definitely very much preparing for becoming a passport pro again. Like, everything is focused on being a passport pro. Just the way it is. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm definitely going to leave the country. It's just, when do I leave the country, and how? How does that look? What exactly am I going to look like? So yeah, I'm glad with the class so far. I'm glad with the students. I'm pretty happy with where they're going. I like the energy. I like the participation so far. They just have to get into groups now and start talking inside the group, are talking about what they need to do. Huh? What's that? What is
Uh,
Zeke saying?
Zeke says, becoming more familiar with the material and parallels of AWS/GCP makes us more comfortable with helping fellow students. Results, more confident, competent students, and less work for the admins. Here, here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. We don't like when we're showing the jobs, and we're saying like these are the jobs that are available, and there's people still don't believe. I'm like, what more do you want? Like it's right there. Right. So it's my view is kind of like the grad school approach.
Hmm.
So like I didn't have so much confidence of getting a job in undergrad, but in grad school they punish you so hard. You're like, I will gladly work to get away from you people.
No, 100%. Yo, bro, 100%. 100%.
Like you are evil. I want to be away from you. I hate you. I'm going away. I'll do anything. I'll work. I'll work. No problem. I woke up. Right. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in this class now. Like, I want to give you so much that you like. I will work right now in cloud just to get away from you. Just to stop torturing me, Theo.
Well, we've made that joke before, and I saw it reiterated in the group, I think last week or something, where people were getting who have the job offers, and they're laughing like, man, they're paying me this much just to do this, because they're comparing it to actually being in the class.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so they get their job offer, and they're like, yo, I can't believe they're paying me just this much money just to do this one little piece. Whereas in the class, you know what I'm saying, with what you would have to do, with what you were building out, it would be so much more. And like that's been like the ongoing sentiment. Like, oh wow, they're really paying me this much money just to do this little piece. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah. It's an important piece, and there's a lot to get done with it. Yeah. That's hey, look. If it works, it works. That's good.
Hmm.
I like it. Um, so, one more. Um, my class is actually, again, more difficult than reality.
Right.
It's just designed to prepare you for the worst case scenario. It's kind of like Stefan Mark. His training is more difficult than the actual test. Always. It's always that way. So you walk into the test after Stefan Mark, you're like, yeah, no problem. This was easier. Hold on. My assistant wants to be on YouTube. Okay, here's my assistant. Hey there. Hello, assistant.
Oh, what breed is that?
He's a Yorkie poo.
Is it Yorkie? Yorkie
Yeah,
poodle?
Yorkie poo. Yeah. So I got him from an Amish family in Ohio.
Nice.
So I saw he was well when I got him, he still had two brothers. I noticed the other two brothers looked pretty much the same. But this one had a totally different look on his face. And I asked the breeder, I said, this one right here, is he kind of like in his own world? He just kind of like does his own thing. Like, yeah, that's how he is. He isn't like the other dogs. I'm like, okay, I want him.
Okay, nice.
That's perfect. So he's been mine. I've had him for 11 years now. This is Chewbacca. Hey, Chewbacca. Yeah. So he's been wonderful, to tell you the truth. Anyway, going
I
back to
mean,
the class.
shit, it comes back down to it. I mean, really, once a man gets his finances in order and his abode and everything, he's got his dog. Like, people, I mean, the women hate to hear it, but like, in general, dudes are pretty happy. Like, motherfuckers love their dogs, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we were a dog family. I had one of my last before my last breakup, before I left the states. When I broke up with the chick, I missed the dog because her daughter had like a little dog, and I helped raise it. I ended up missing the daughter and the dog more than the chick.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's another reason why we say don't date single mothers.
Yeah, but I ended up, yeah. To this day, I missed the dog more than the chick, which is crazy.
Yeah, because the
Because
dog.
I made the dog mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
taught her how to do tricks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and you actually gave energy and what the mother did was probably what I would think she did was like say, "Hey, thanks, Machismo. You
Mm-hmm.
did this, and now I'm going to go get another guy, and he's going to give something more to my child, and then they get another guy, and same thing. We have this cycling of guys who are just giving to the dog,
Mm-hmm.
child owner.
Bro, all of the red pill, all of the talking points that we've cultivated in this lexicon over the last decade plus, whether people, no matter how much they're pushing back on it, it's playing out in real life in people's lives. I told you the story about what my childhood friend, who's he makes $250,000 a year. He's been making $250,000 a year last 6 years straight, like clockwork. He's got this one client, big money. He's raising private equity now. I moved out of the states to Colombia, Peru last year. This dude tells me 72 hours ago, you know what? I'm giving real serious thought about moving to Colombia. Oh, really? Yeah, I've been looking at penthouses and everything. Uh, yeah, I see how you've been doing it. You were right. I was like, really, Mr. Blue Pill? Okay. Yeah, really? And I'm making a joke because this guy used to hate Kevin Samuels. So before I'm moving to Colombia, 6 months prior to that, if the conversation was, "Hey, listen, man, I'm starting to reconsider this whole Kevin Samuels thing, man. He was right about a lot of stuff." Like, yeah, really? You don't say so?
No, I don't
Bro.
say so. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's some crazy. Look, it's amazing how not only we have the conversation, but how much suppression we went through
Mm-hmm.
and we still experience. And they say that we have, like, we're the privileged class.
Mm-hmm.
Where? We can't say what we're actually experiencing. So I remember this before I joined the Black Manosphere. It was at 2016. I was in the White Manosphere, and I just kept on noticing it. Everywhere we talked, everywhere we said the truth, we were silenced.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, this is a coordinated attack against us. We can't say what's actually happening. Whereas the women were talking cuckoo land. And I was like, oh yeah, this is not going to last. You just wait. Um, I think the big thing was feminism did not anticipate that Gen X men would say the truth about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started, we thought that we would be shamed and we'd be silent like the boomers were.
Like the boomers were, yup.
Right. We were not. We were like, oh, this happened to me? No. Yeah, we're gonna warn you, and then we're gonna communicate. This happened to you too? Yeah, it happened to me. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about it and let's warn these other guys. And we warned them, and then some millennials said, oh no, I can still do it. Boom, they got hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gen Z saw it and said, hey, look, these guys are warning us. These guys didn't pay attention. They got hit. And that's not going to happen to me. So I'm out. They lied flat. There you
And
go.
you know what else people aren't calculating? They're trying to suppress YouTube, but they don't realize that this shit is spread over to Twitch. The streamers are getting red pilled in real time, and because they stream all the time, you're talking about these guys have live audiences of like 10 to 100,000 people. So you're watching like these younger streamers get red pilled in real time to a live audience,
Right.
not video uploads. So like this, it's spreading over to Twitch. So it's spreading faster than they can contain it. And I'm glad you pointed out the whole Gen Xers. You know what it is? It's the MTV generation Xers because we were the ones that were taught. All right, we don't give a fuck. We're the ones with the Apple commercial, of throwing the hammer at the yeah. It's the MTV Xers, and we're generally saving the world.
Right.
And
Uh,
we're the ones that built the technology. Steve Jobs is an Xer.
right. We built the technology, but also the big thing is we implemented it. We
Hmm.
understood what was necessary to do to actually do the implementation. But
Facts.
we also talked. That was the thing. We
Hmm.
were actually communicative. And I think we're kind of like down to earth. So we're not going to be quiet about something. We're going to say like, "Hey, this happened. This was wrong. this shouldn't have happened, or particularly with feminism, because a lot of us grew up with feminism, right?
Hmm.
We're like, hey, we're on the feminist side, except wait a minute, you just attacked us.
Yeah, but we won't be subjugated. Like, yeah, we were the group
Yeah,
bringing flowers to our girlfriends. Like, we're actually the last generation of guys that had like real
okay,
decent girlfriends, and we dated and shit like that. We had male and friend groups. Like, the friend
right,
group shit comes from us. Like, like you didn't like we actually really did have friend groups where like we weren't sleeping with each other. Like she was
yeah,
just a cool. That's where the phrase "the cool," she's the cool chick. That's where that
right,
comes from. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. We had friend, okay, we had female friends. We had we that were we weren't interested in sleeping together. We were
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
friends.
We were kind of like, oh no, like you're hot,
Yeah,
but like that's gross.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, like, do you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, that, like, we really had friend groups and shit. It'd be like 5 guys and 3 girls, and then it would, even within a friend group, it'd be like, bro, you can't mess with her. Like, she's part of the fucking friend group, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah,
We're not gonna be
yeah,
friends after. It's gonna be weird. Like, those used to be the conversations. Like, yo, stop. I see the way you're looking at her. Stop hitting on her. She's part of the friend group, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, we're from that. We're from that generation where like, yeah, it was pretty normal for you to have chick friends.
and yeah. But see, then they turned it into
Yeah, they
something
turned
totally
it
different,
right.
and so we're looking at it like, no, this is never. And then you weaponize it against us? Are you
Hmm.
serious? No way. And that was it. I mean, we just kind of looked at it and said, no, that's just not going to happen. I think we were the last generation to also super simp and
Hmm.
get friend zoned.
But I mean, but we like I said, like I know I talk like I'm because I understand the talk voice and I went through them. But all in all, I've said this before, like I've always dated hot chicks since high school. Like I've always had good girlfriend experience. Like I got screwed over like a few times, but like 80-20, you know what I'm saying? Like chicks have always spent money on because yeah, we simped and everything, but we're the last generation that had some level of reciprocation. Well, you went away to college or everything, like, and you had to write your girlfriend letters and shit, and she would write you letters and shit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, bro, like real shit. And you had to like stand in line and put quarters in the phone to talk to your girl at the other university. You know what I'm saying? Where like you would break up with a chick and she would call you fucking crying her eyes out and shit and beg like that. We're the last generation that had that.
yeah.
We're the
No,
last generation that had that. Where like where you would argue, like, where you would break up with a girl to her face and she'd break down crying and shit and wouldn't let you like you know what I'm saying? Like we're the chicks, the last generation of chicks that actually really felt real emotions and shit. These chicks are the new modern chicks, the new models. They're all complete transactional, and they've been social engineered that way.
yep. And then
So
they,
like we had the, you know what I'm saying? I have my foot in both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. This is yet another reason why we use our passports.
Fucking right. Actually, that's a good segue to, for your two Facebook for your two Facebook thingamajiggers you showed. I told you it was gonna. We would just talk the segue would present itself.
Okay.
Hold on, let's do bang. Here we go. So let's this is the second one you sent me, and then we'll do the other one. Hold on for a second. Switch back over. Bingo, boingo. All right, bang. Here we go. All right, so let me play this one. Let me make sure my volume is up. And here we go. What's going on? Some, why can't I hear anything?
No sound.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I can't hear anything. Hold on for a second. Friggin' Facebook. They just
It's not
always
going.
make. No, it's Facebook. Hold on. Let me remove it or re-add it. It's Facebook.
It's a good clip, guys. Just so you guys know, it's really good. I like
Let's
it.
try it again. Oh, let me refresh the page.
Yeah, I was a Zeke. I like that's what I'm saying, Zeke. I liked giving flowers. It was fun. It was romantic. And when I started seeing that women thought that they deserved flowers and that there was no reciprocation, I was like, oh nope, sorry, that's not. And when I'm saying reciprocation, I'm not talking about getting anything. I'm just talking about basic respect. And they just started thinking, no, no. And I was like, okay, I won't do anything. And I've been giving flowers to a woman, I don't know for how long. It's been a long time, like years, years and years. I have no regrets now. I just, it's, it feels so much, sorry, it feels so much better not to have to do that. Like, um, so BGS says, the amount of emotional labor that we had to go through in order to have a relationship, when we stopped having relationships, we felt free. Whereas um, what we received was pretty much nothing, was minimal. And so, because of that, when we stopped the relationships, particularly in the West, we didn't lose anything and we gained time and energy. And that's why it was so important. Um, when my therapist and well, one of my therapists in 2012 just looked at me and said, like, for all the energy that you're putting into relationships, what are you getting? And I said, I don't know. And she was like, yeah, you got to stop this. There's no point. I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. That's what I've done, and I've never been happier, to be honest. Right? What do you think?
All right, let me. All right, it's letting me do. All right, it's letting me do the one you sent. It's letting me do the one you sent through YouTube.
Oh, that one. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, with it's letting me do the audio with that one. It's face. I told you, it's Facebook. The entire platform is bloated.
Yeah.
Tell me that after 27 years of socialism in Venezuela, they're finally free and they're about to start all over and have a free country? That's huge. You mean to tell me that the Ayatollah is finally dead? That we never in our life thought that Iranian women can walk around freely and like not be oppressed? Like, you mean to tell me that we thought that was going to happen in our lifetime and it finally did? You mean to tell me that my home country of Cuba, after 67 years of communist dictatorship, is going to be free in a few weeks? This is, guys, we're underreacting because this is historic. No one, say what you will about the man, feel how you want to feel, but if you can't sit there and say, you know what, I don't like him, but I have to give credit where it's due, no one else has been able to accomplish this, then you need to like self-reflect and see like what's going on and how bad that TDS scrambled your brain, because credit needs to be given where credit is due. I'm not saying you have to like him, but you have to recognize how huge this is. As a Cuban person, you guys don't understand.
Listen.
I'm gonna stop his commentary, but I mean, unless you wanted to play through. But what she said is actually the only point that I have my own opinions I've been making about this in general around. Like, you don't have to like Trump. You can, you can not like this, but you can't deny actual points on the freaking board. And irregardless of what the press is saying, what you personally feel about him, the way he does things, the bottom line, and no, it's almost like no one's taken into account how the Venezuelan people feel, how the Cubans feel, or the Iranians feel, and you see them purposely doing a media blackout on the actual. And you know what's funny with the feminists? I see all these Iranian women pissed off, being like, "All you liberal white women, you all these women rights, but what about all the sanctioned gang R wording by the regime? All the women that have been killed over here, and like now basically we're being liberated over here, and you guys aren't happy about it."
Exactly. And not only that, you know that. Okay, so the white female liberals, right? they always go around talking about the handmaiden tale, right?
Exactly.
That author, she wrote that based upon women, what their Iranian women, what they were experiencing after the 1979 revolution.
Facts.
And you're just looking at them like, wait. So this guy just reversed that. He's fighting to make sure that the women are free over there. And you're against it, but then you're saying that the men here in America are going to do handmaid's tale on you? Oh, stop with the hand. Look, right here. See the hand? Stop. Talk to it. All right? I have no time for you. I have no time for that. Like, you are in Delulu land. You're in Delulu. You're crazy. Oh, I look at them like they're nuts. I just like, nobody can take you seriously now. No one. No, there's no way. No, you have no credibility. Like, and so the Iranian women who are educated and hot,
hmm
yeah, like, oh, yeah,
Iranian women are some of the hottest women on the planet, bro. They really
yeah.
are. Like whatever, it's a gene pool thing. I see. I've been traveling. I've been trying to make this argument, like the gene pool here in Colombia, gene pool in Brazil, Iranian gene. I've never met in general, a not hot Iranian chick.
Right, they're hot. So all those years of conquering and taking other people over definitely put their
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yo, 100.
yeah. These women are wonderful. They're confident, educated. They have culture. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. These look like really wonderful women to be around, right? They're finally able to take their burqas off. And what do you have? You have angry, white, liberal women. And I think, I mean, I'm just sitting back and saying, do you recognize you can't deal with these women or something? Like, what's your problem? Because they're getting the freedom you're saying that you don't have. But you have it here. It's right here. And you're saying that you're gonna go into like Ayatollah level persecution in America. Yeah, that's not happening. You're so full of it. And
Yeah, yeah, you're dealing with the most, in terms of generation, the most kindest, softest, gentlest generation of socially engineered men in the history of the United States. These are guys are not their grandfathers, their great grandfather. It's a socially engineered, low testosterone, pharmaceutically induced different breed of it just is. Like you'll get nowhere even close to how his great grandfather felt about social mores and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like
oh
it's
yeah,
not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
no, not going to happen. And again, the, they always want more. Like, what more is there to give you? What is there? Like, what do you want? And so I just say again at this point, guys. First off, what Trump is doing is historical and legendary.
Yes, sir.
And I don't necessarily like the man, but hats off to him, man. He did a great job. He recognized, this is my personal point of view, he recognized Russian weakness
Yes, sir.
on it. And he says, hey, look, you're weak here in Syria. I'll take that. Oh, you're weak in Venezuela. You can't do anything here. I'll do what I want here.
hmm
Oh, Iran, you're sending all this military stuff over to Ukraine. Okay, Russia, I'll make sure you don't have that anymore. Honestly,
And,
not Iran.
yo, bro, you're spot on. And all of this is in the wake of Putin not coming to the negotiation table with
Right.
Zelensky. And he was like, okay, we'll play it a different way. And with him trying to get fair dealings with Xi and being like, okay, we'll do this a different way. And what people mistake when Trump says that he likes Xi and him and Xi have a good relationship, and that he likes Putin and him and Putin have a good relationship. They mistake that for him being like we're best friends. He's saying that from the standpoint is like we're both powerful men and we respect each other's position. But this is a game, and we're all going to play for our side hard, and we're going to try and keep the actual direct aggressions against each other at a minimum. But the rest of this shit is game. That's what he's really saying, because you got to remember, Putin's a strong man. Like, you understand? He's
Right.
old school strong man. He didn't respect Biden. He respects Trump, like, because Trump's of that old ilk. Same with Xi. I
Right.
lived in Beijing for years. Like, I know the Chinese mindset. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, okay, Trump's a powerful enemy, but we respect our enemy. He's a if, basically, if he says he's going to bomb the shit out of you, he's going to bomb the shit out of you. I respect that. It's one of those type things, and people forget. People forget because I have all the video clips, even with this Iran shit. You actually have Trump on the stump while the negotiations were going on, and he says, we're going to the table again. If they don't agree to so and so and so and so, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them." He says it. He says it. He says it, and he said it 3 separate times. He's like, "No, we're going to try this one more time. If they do it again, I'm just going to bomb the shit out of them." So it's not like this is a fucking surprise. And people forget he's got Scott Bessent with him. So like before they even went into this, like him and people think that Trump's just flying off at the handle. What happens is he makes decisions in real time, but he takes all his advisors. He takes in all the information from his advisors. So Scott Bessent is the one I'm sure that was up there like, boom, we got to play this Strait of Hormuz thing correctly. And if you see, China has stepped in behind the scenes and been like the Iran, bro. You can't close that fucking strait. You can't mine it, because we're getting like 1/4 of our oil through that strait. Like, we're supporting you. Like, you shut that down. Like, that's bad for us. So he's playing everybody against each other. And I've been staying out of it. I'm like, all right, we'll let it play out. But I'm watching the points on the board. And also, I'm glad you brought that up, because we have the official debate set up between Tito and BGS for next Wednesday. It's going to be a civil, old school, British style debate on Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Oh God,
on Iran.
I'll let them talk it out.
I agree with you. I think you're spot on with your perspective on how things are playing out.
Then you have the next one. I called it myself. I said, look, it's going to be Cuba next, because they don't have the ability, like Russia doesn't have the ability to back Cuba up, and America is pretty much like, hi, do you see our aircraft carriers? And we have Florida. We could just walk over to you, right? Like, so, like, okay, so now they're having looks like their government's going to fall over, right? So if he's able to get democracy in these areas, oh man, dude, are you kidding me? Okay, he'll go down in history as one of the best presidents in the United States. You
know what else people are missing with the Port of Hormuz? He single-handedly cut Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London has had a monopoly on the ensuring the Strait of Hormuz for 100+ years, and it's basically they're a direct arm of the crown, the British monarchy. So with them trying to threaten and be like, "Oh, we're not going to secure it," him and Bessent played Lloyd's of London because and Trump stepped in immediately, like, "Don't worry, we got it." So basically, he put them in a position for them to renege their economic something that they've had for over a century down there in terms of underwriting all of the ships going through Port of Hormuz, and this is directly connected to the crown. He's trying to upseat the like centuries old, like old world elite financial institutions and bring them under U.S. empire type shit. Like, there's a whole nother game being played underneath all of this. And then with him with the oil, basically he hit Venezuela and then directly hit China and Cuba and Russia. Then went and hit Iran and then indirectly hit China, Russia, Ukraine, and boom. And then fucking Cuba caught a stray. It's brilliant.
It is brilliant. Yeah,
it is
brilliant.
And Cuba caught a stray. And at the same time, without having to flex directly on Russia and China, is basically being like, "Hey, didn't you sell Iran all of your top of the line shit? Watch what we're gonna do to them in 1 week. Is this the shit you got defending your country? Watch this. Watch this." Yeah. Without him actually having to flex on them. People like, "Yo, they got all your shit, right? All your top of the line shit. Watch what we do to these fuckers in a week." I'm just saying. And then look, he's been on the phone with Putin and Xi and being like, all right, you guys want to make a deal? You guys want to make a deal? Bro, it's brilliant. It's
So
brilliant.
the Russians have the S-400, which is one of the apparently the best air superiority for air defense. Russia has never had air superiority over Ukraine in 4 years.
Ever. Exactly.
Yeah. And then China sends their best radar systems, like air defense. Within 1 week, we have B-52s flying in their country and over
That's
Iran.
what I'm talking about.
And I was like,
and
oh my
people
God.
laughed at Space Force. Our guy Naaman's on Space Force, right? So,
Yeah.
bro, what they're doing from space, this is like Warhammer. They're shutting down like all the defense systems from space.
Yeah, so if you again this information, right? Because I'm sitting there looking at like how they're doing it, kind of reverse engineering. I'm like, oh, they're doing this all with information. This is pure data driven.
Data driven, and Palantir's got their hands all over it, because basically all of the real time data that's happening from all the weapon systems and all of the hits and the stuff that we're taking, a lot of the Palantir systems are taking that information in real time, and it's learning in real time.
Yeah.
So we've got an AI grid all over the entire theater of warfare, feeding back real-time machine learning information, and they're adjusting their tactics in real time. This is not a classic stagnant theater of warfare. It's active, real time, and it's agile. And that's why Iran doesn't know what to do. Like, because we're over here, then we're over here, then we're over here, then we're doing this, and it's not humans. It is humans making the decisions, but it's artificial intelligence assisted decision making. You see what I'm saying?
Well, like, okay, so they have to have a command
exactly
structure, right? That was taken out within like the first 6 hours.
Yes, sir.
Of the war, right? So, like, without them firing a missile, they knocked that out. So I was just thinking, like, wow, like, so like in class, right? We have all of our infrastructure in AWS.
Right.
If they just made it impossible for us to communicate with our systems, what can we do?
What can we do?
Right? There's nothing. We'd be knocked out. Like, that's it. It's over. And the United States obviously did this. And I saw how the war was progressing, right? And some of the liberals were like, well, if Russia's giving real-time information to the Iranians, what are we going to do? And I looked at them and I said, you crazy people, the CIA could give real-time information to the Iranians.
And they couldn't do anything. They don't have any command and control. They've been fighting dark since the first week. That's why they decentralized everything, and they basically told everybody they decentralized everything, and it's kind of like, hey guys, do what you want, because you're not going to get any more commands from the top anymore, because they're fighting blind. We don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, like I said, this shit's like Warhammer, bro. And every time they fire something, our satellites see it. That's why it's almost like we're waiting for them to fire, and like the second they see the spark up in space, the systems recalibrate and they take out the missile launchers. Yeah. That's why they're down to drones now. They're down to drones.
Well, they know where the drone factories are. They know where the secrets are. But they also had that information from years from the Iranians supplying those drones to Russia for the Ukrainian war. They gave plenty of information, and you see this Okay, the big tell for me that Iran was in trouble was we got those 14 B-2s in their airspace and knocked out the nuclear program, and then we were able to get Maduro, I think I say his name, Maduro, Venezuela, without losing one shoulder. Right. And the Venezuelans couldn't do anything. And I sat back and I was like, ooh, that's kind of like FAFO for real. Like, that's a signal, like, we could do this. We ain't playing with you. And it looks like the Americans learned and adapted how to fight a drone war with Ukraine.
Exactly, because Ukraine's been fighting the drone war the whole time with Russia. And like I said, we captured some of those drones that Iran was using, and we basically reverse engineered them.
Exactly. And then we have Ukraine now is coming in into the war itself. They can now like really like for $1,000, they have drone hunters
Mm-hmm.
that can just go up there real quick and just knock out a drone. And so they can send out like 10,000 of these drone hunters to actually defend the country.
Yeah, bro, the drone swarm is the warfare of the future. You don't want no fucking parts of that, bro.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing is, Elon was talking about this like 5 years ago. He was saying it as a joke. He was just like, well, just in terms of warfare, he was like, get a Raspberry Pi and load up a facial recognition packet on it, and attach a small piece of explosive to it, and just send the drone out, and it was like it'll spot you in public and it'll just kamikaze you. He was like, we could do that now. And he was saying that like 6 years ago, bro.
right. Yeah,
He was saying that he said it very tongue in cheek in like an interview, because they asked him some strange question, some like loaded question about like artificial intelligence and warfare, and he was just saying, and he was making the point like it depends on what you mean. He was like, because he was like, it depends on what you mean, on what scale. He was like, right now you got a Raspberry Pi, you could just load a light piece of facial recognition software, upload the person's image. Boom. He was like, and you can auto program a drone, put a piece of C4 at the nose, and let it loose. He was like, he's like catch and release.
You put a small LLM into the Raspberry Pi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Have facial recognition. It has a sensor out there. Put a 5K sensor so I can do like real time facial, like it can identify faces, right, and say, oh, that's the person right there, right, and then say, okay, I'm just going to go dive.
That's exactly what Elon was talking about. And Elon was like, he was like, I could do that right now.
Yeah, they're not ready for this.
Yeah, so Elon was like, it depends on what you mean about AI and warfare at scale. So, and the funny thing is, a lot of times when we were thinking about AI in a battlefield, we were always thinking about like androids and robots out fighting. But the U.S. is showing like basically a different level of warfare, and this is what I was saying before about China, because like I said, I lived in Beijing for a lot. I understand the culture. So, what they did with DeepSeek and a lot of yes, they have the better students. Yes, they have the better engineers. Yes, they're producing them in math, but they're not vertically integrated in the private sector. So a lot of speed, growth to market, et cetera, like they could do a lot of cheap product, but because our private sector, that we try to have it pretty much unfettered to certain degrees, and the integration with the military industrial complex, it's the vertical scaling that we're able to do in terms of integration of technology with military. You don't understand, with the military industrial complex, and that's playing out right now in the theater of war, meaning that like we already have these things to production. They're operational. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Right. Yeah. They're totally operational. We've had experience.
Yeah.
We see what the Ukrainians are doing. We're actually learning from it. The Russians, it looks like they're really not learning. The Iranians did not at all. It looks like the Chinese are not ready for it, whereas we're creating this right now. So basically, we can say like, okay, China, you can send a lot of drones. So can we. Well, you can send 200,000. We'll send 200,000 as well. So what are you going to do? Because we have laser systems that can defend Taiwan.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, this is the first time we've seen energy weapons deployed in a mass theater of war. Like, and so much to the point where we're letting it be known. Like, yeah, we got lasers, bro. They've got lasers.
Yeah.
That's what movie is that from? He's got. Did anybody know he had lasers? He's got. That changes the game. They got lasers. They're like. And nobody knows what this energy pulse weapon is that they used in Venezuela, and basically made the guy's ears blow up in there and throw up and decapitated everybody. Like, we're really flexing, like, bro, it's the theater of war is really just like, this is about high technology now.
Yeah, and high technology properly applied. Real-time updates. Event-driven warfare.
Exactly.
It's like, what is it? Actions happening, but there's guardrails in there, right? But they can reprioritize very quickly, independently. And if that kind of system, it's almost, I mean, it's almost sentient. If all you have to do is have a human watching it, just make sure things are being done correctly. The speed at which they're doing that they can do this is AI. The speed at which they can do things, other countries aren't ready for it, and you have to have organization for it. They're just not ready. It's not working.
All right, and then look, you already know this, right? So we're pulling real-time data off of a theater of war that is fluent and rapid. The AI is making real-time decisions, and the humans are making the decisions about CENTCOM's about what we're going to do, but they're getting the real-time feedback. What the system's also doing is running game theory probabilities. You know, like the old Star Trek, when
Yes.
when
Yes.
when Spock and Kirk would be like, let's run a war scenario. The Spock would be like, probability of failure is that is illogical. It's that shit's going on right now. And
Yeah.
with all of this data, like, say this is finally over and we're all done. All that data is back in the AI LLM model, and they can run real-time data scenarios off of the win here in Iran, and they can apply it to all the other nations way beforehand we ever have a conflict. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's a different ball game now, bro.
Yeah,
This just isn't old stodgy generals sitting around being like, no, what we're gonna do is on a map point, like, no, like you understand what I'm saying? They've got real time, real theater of warfare data, like all of that's in there. And like even right now, I'm guarantee you game theory scenarios are being run at CENTCOM based on incoming information. And that's why the news is always like, that doesn't even make sense what Trump's doing. Why is he doing this over here? And then he went and bombed that island because they're looking at it like old school Iraq war, Vietnam. Like, bro, no, it's Warhammer time, bro. It's Emperor Man, freaking Horus Sanguinius time, bro. Like, you don't get it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get it. That's the thing. I've been watching it. It's like, you just don't understand how this is being worked. Like, I think a lot of people were just clueless with the Ukrainian war.
Right.
And if you're I followed that every day. And I was looking at how that was working. It's like, yeah, they're learning. They're really learning what works.
What works.
Yeah, like the United States, although I'll say this, it's horrible what the Ukrainian people have lost in the war. They have paid a high price, but the American military learned a lot. And they did not have to. No Americans died.
And exactly, it was a good thing that it was a proxy war, and that's another reason why we got out of NATO, because Trump realized, oh, you tried to drag us into this war with Russia via Ukraine proxy because we're in NATO, you're trying to force our hand with Russia. Fuck no, we're not doing that shit. That's why Trump, and then here's the other thing. Trump got out of NATO, they were mad. So now when he does this thing with Iran, he's proving how useless NATO is because he's in there and none of them wanted to help. So he's like, so what are we paying you fuckers for? You see what I'm saying to you? He's killing all of his enemies with one stroke. You see what I'm saying to you? He played their hand. He was like, yeah, this is why I got out. What are we paying you guys for? We defend you guys. I get into something, and you guys won't even let us use our bases. Fuck you. We're not paying you no more. It's smart, bro. It's smart. And you notice Trump has been calling this shit an incursion. You know how we just talked about this modern warfare shit? It's almost like they're over there just gathering warfare data for their systems. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying.
Understand it, yeah.
You understand exactly. This is a data ingestion operation for the system. You understand what I'm saying.
So when they're getting all this data, this is a lot of data, right?
This is a lot of data.
Right? So they know how to neutralize the Chinese Eastern Coast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? And
You're a smart man, Theo. You're a smart man, Theo.
so I looked at this.
Because
I was
I'm
like,
listening to
yeah.
people talking, and I'm like, bro, you got no idea what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I used to be in intelligence, so we're going to leave that alone. But I listen to everything Carp says. I looked at this big fallout with Anthropic. I look with them trying to onboard. They made the announcement with Grok. I look at them trying to onboard OpenAI. I listen to what I said. Oh, and Trump's like, no, this is just a little excursion. We'll be up and out. And that's not him. That's not Trump's opinion. The machine told them, like, you guys could probably be out of there at 60. They're running real time theater. The machines. You understand what the machines and that's why Trump. Every time you see Trump, he being like, "No, I looked at things. It's looking pretty good." You know, the Senka. This is. We're fighting countries that are still like the guys are getting together in huddles, like, all right, now we're going to run the play. This is not what's going over. The machines are pulling in the information. CENTCOM's making the decisions, and that's why it looks like nobody, even the press and they don't understand why is Trump doing this. And now they're bombing over here, but it always seems like we're 7 steps ahead of them. You understand? And we only have 25 casualties, bro.
Yeah. Okay, the casualties are incredibly minimal.
Yeah.
And very acceptable. Again, sad, but way acceptable.
Way acceptable.
Like, yeah, they have problems with the Marines coming over, and I'm just like, the Iranian army can't do anything. They have so much information with what's going on in the skies and in the sea. The Iranian military will be able to do almost zero. So it's like, go ahead, shoot at the Marines. We've got targets. Let's go for it.
Exactly. Every time they do something, the system bro, this is Skynet shit.
Yeah.
This is Skynet shit.
And then you can just look at Xi and say, hey, look, Xi, we like you guys. We like your women. We like your manufacturing. We like this. But you mess with Taiwan, your entire eastern seaboard is gone. We can knock you guys out in seconds, and we can coordinate with our friends in Taiwan and Japan. They're going to bring their ships over. We can already coordinate with them. We can coordinate with the Philippines. We know how to run the theater of operation. We don't care how many ships or people you have or missiles. We can knock them out because we've got the data and we know how to implement the defense systems. You don't.
And on top of that, I'm telling you, we haven't even pulled out all of our weapons. This is just like we're doing what do you call it? This is just a global demonstration of military power. We haven't even really pulled out the big guns yet.
Yeah.
And as far as ground troops, people are always talking about the whole, Israel runs us, all this. What I'm saying is this is just like Sicario when the character says about Benicio del Toro's character. IDF has been chomping at the bit to hit the ground and go after something. We don't need our ground troops. We did all this shit with the air. If they want to get busy on the ground, let IDF go to work. We don't need to put our guys on the ground. Like, this is what they want to do anyway. They've been itching to do it for 47 years.
Of course, you actually do it.
Yeah, yes. We don't need U.S. ground troops. Put IDF on the ground and let them go to work. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what I'm saying is, if people are always like, Israel's always goading us into conflict, etc. And what I'm saying is that Trump understood that. He just turned their interests to make it align with our interests. Like, okay, you guys really want to get busy? Let me line up my ducks so when you guys get busy, it benefits us, and we're not just in there doing all the fucking heavy lifting. You understand what I'm saying? We got all the air shit. We'll do it all. And then, like, for ground troops, you put your guys on the ground. You guys are there, and we'll watch from the ocean and from the sky. You know what I'm saying? And the IDF wants to get busy on the ground anyway. So send IDF in there if it needs to go to ground shit. We're not putting our guys on the ground for shit.
No, we'll do a little bit.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50,000.
No, we're not doing that.
Deployment.
No.
Of course, we got guys down there coordinating. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Iraq, door kicking, old school Iraq shit. Send in IDF for that shit. They're dying to do it.
you got like these Americans thinking that that's what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen. I'm like, you don't understand how this is going to play out. There's no way. There's too much data here. They understand the scenarios too well.
Yo, you're the only person that I've heard talk about like the AI level and game theory aspect of this warfare. And the only reason I know because I know Naaman and the Naaman's in Space Force. He was in Korea working in the Aegis systems. Like you understand what I'm saying? And I'm watching how the war's playing out, and I'm like, yo, AI is helping make these decisions. Like you can see it. If you pay attention to, if you know how the systems work and you see what's going on, if you're listening to what Carp is saying about Palantir, because you understand what I'm saying, just watch the last four Carp, because Carp's everywhere all of a sudden. Like, bro, and I'm like, oh, this is a AI infrastructure based war. Like, and they're doing data ingestion, and this is ETL into their systems.
Yeah,
from a real theater of war. You peeped that, right?
Yeah, it was real time. They were able to coordinate, but what I noticed is that all of these assets basically had mobile broadband.
Yes,
they were able to communicate really effectively with each other. I was like, oh yeah, this is totally different. This is
totally different.
And part of the reason I understood this was, again, going back to our group, with ChatGPT 5.1, you have chain of thought, and I started testing it out, and I started doing game theory with it regarding demographics. So I said passport bros versus Western women, like who's going to get married, how is this going to work out? And ChatGPT went game theory with me. We did this, I don't know how many hours, and it just gave me the analysis and said, hey, look, it went straight out and said, look, if you want to have a child, you have to leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only option you have. If you want to waste your time and date endless women, stay in the country. But that's the only way it's going to work. And it showed me historical models for this. And that's what I understood. Like, wait a minute, you understand the data. You understand what's going on. And I was really impressed with that. And says, yeah, like there are certain people who are going to get married and reproduce in America, and there's certain people who are not. So what do you want to choose? How do you want this to be? And ChatGPT was like, Medellin is right there. Go for it. Like, really, go to Medellin. Like, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
So Medellin, South Medellin, get a matchmaker. 25-year-old wife, you've got it. You'll have 4 kids, no problem. Go for it.
Oh yeah, the matchmaker services are big for high net worth people down here in Colombia. They do all the screening, all the management. That's a big thing. Medellin in particular. All right, Theo, I'm really impressed. Like, because I was skirting around the conversation. That you're the only. Well, I talked to some people offline, but just being a casual observer, knowing the technology, and I was just, yo, you really got it. Like, yeah, okay, you peeped it too. Like, this is a data ingestion operation.
Yeah.
And even Trump saying the word excursion, that's not random.
No, people are thinking like this is like the Iraq War. Mm-hmm. It's not like the Iraq War at all.
At all.
We could achieve various goals there, yes, but it's more of a signal to China.
And it's also to get all their new systems online with a real-time theater of war operation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit that I'm being pejorative, but Skynet, they're putting Skynet. Skynet is being activated. Like, not to be hyperbolic.
No, but that's true.
But it's true.
So they're actually training it with real time.
They're training it, exactly. Right. This is a training exercise for the systems.
And so now one understands that they can kind of update them, and then the F-47.
Yes, sir.
The B-21.
Right? And that's why they've been slowly. Remember, they sent all these different planes out, because I watched this guy named Afterburner, who was a fighter pilot in the Air Force. And so every day he gives an update of like the new planes that are coming out, what they could do, and everything. So if you notice, they've been onboarding different models of planes into the theater of action just so they can get real-time performance data for the fucking systems.
Right.
You see what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
They're not using them the whole time. They're getting them to run some exercises, bomb some shit, get real-time IoT information for the systems. Space Force is up there collecting everything. They're running it back through the Palantir and the AI systems. Okay, put them back on the carrier. Get them out of here. Let's say that's why it's like the B something's coming from, and this carrier's bringing up. They're getting all of their systems, systems online with the IoT sensors. Bro, you peep that shit, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, yo, why do they keep like? I'm like, all right, they're sending in another set of class bombers. Like, are we winning or are we not winning? Like, no, the other guys, we got the other fighter platforms already in the system. They're marked, they're tagged. We got to get the other guys up.
So what they could do then is run another analysis, another work game, and they can test it out again in real time.
Yes, sir.
They can do that like every 2 days or so. They can have an iteration. They can just go ahead and do another tech program, and then of course they're integrated with the IDF without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
So then they get more information, and this is just there's going back and forth with this. They're just training the models, and they have to have there has to be a U.S. military cloud someplace out there.
Facts.
Yeah. And you got that one researcher said, I'm not going to be ethical. I'm like, oh, screw you.
Yeah, the Anthropic guy. Yeah, the Anthropic guy. And yo, I'm glad you said that because you know what that is. The point that he's saying about the surveillance type shit, this is active real time. The Pentagon's trying to bring these guys in and basically onboard them into their systems. Anthropic got to a point and they're like, oh, and the war's going on. We need access to this piece. Like, get the fuck out. He called Alex Karp over at Palantir. Alex is like, we don't need those fucking guys. Call someone. No, we're not giving. You know what I'm saying? All of this. This is a real time in your face onboarding of weapon systems, IoT, AI integration. This is a ETL data pipeline process. They're data mapping all of their weapons platforms, fully integrated to. They're building the data centers in space. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like this is Skynet shit. This is Skynet shit.
Yeah, and the other countries are not ready.
They're not ready.
They don't have the talent. They don't have the infrastructure. It's nothing. They don't have anything ready for this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, we won. This was actually a good thing.
This is a good thing.
Yeah,
even with the oil prices are all fugazi.
I don't care.
No. But this is people who have an interest in the petrodollar being a certain way because you got to realize Britain is basically been banking all of the ill-gotten gains from Iran. You see what I'm saying? The guy who was the Khomeini's son, all his properties are right down the street from Windsor Palace. Hundreds of millions. He lives right down the street from the Queen. You understand what I'm saying? So they're trying to manipulate. They're trying to put this political pressure on the U.S. to stop what we're doing. And it's like
impossible.
Bro, none of that shit's not happening. Like I said,
no.
This is a military and a private sector AI technology merger operation all happening at the same time, and at the same time cutting off oil because remember this is an AI race, so we need the fucking oil anyway to fund that. We need the energy for the AI for the Stargate system. It's true. It's true for all the Stargate databases. Like. Trump's playing for keeps. I respect it.
They should do nuclear power for that, to be honest. They need way more power than they're with.
I think Trump's trying to get accomplished what he can in 4 years.
Yeah,
he wants to have us so far ahead that even if the Republicans don't win again, he'll have restructured the entire infrastructure so badly, like they won't even be. They'll try to come in and fuck it up, but there's only so much fucking up they'll be able to do.
Yeah,
and I respect it.
Yeah, Dems have no clue in this one. Mm-hmm. They really don't. They're not ready. Can you imagine Kamala doing this?
bro, if Kamala was in power, the whole half of the country be on fire right now. China be eating our lunch, Venezuela be eating our lunch, Cuba be kicking us in the nuts. Like, bro, the Europeans would be pissing all over us, eating crepes and shit. Fuck all that. I like 80s GI Joe America. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is 80s GI Joe.
This is
Entirely.
80s GI Joe
Yeah,
America. That's what I
yeah,
grew up on. I don't
yeah.
like
This,
soft. I don't like soft, low testosterone America. I don't. I want. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to deal with racism, I'd rather have 80s GI Joe America racism than like purple hair, weirdo, liberal, furry racism. I'm just sorry. It's true.
furries.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Bro, we're getting terrorized by guys and furries, by guys in teddy bear costumes with AR-15s. How soft this country's become. You understand what I'm saying
Soft.
to you?
No, it is
Soft.
soft. It is. It is very soft. At least he's going and doing a real action, and then you have these people from these countries saying thank you, and the white liberal can't accept it. And I'm looking at these people like they're nuts.
They're nuts.
Yeah, they're absolutely nuts. Yeah, shout out to Destro Reborn entirely. I'm watching him all the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he gets it. He understands what's going on. And what we have now is this transformational moment in American history, and I'm glad that we're taking advantage of it. We're actually using it. It's like we're just basically saying, like, look, not only are you guys weak in terms of your previous military power, but what we have now with these data, like this basically event-driven AI-based war theater operations, you can't touch us. Like, we could actually take control of your skies within 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even get our shores. You can't even get our assets. And you got people like crying about like some drones in our embassies. I was like, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't even care about that. It doesn't even matter. We have our AI systems understanding how to do a war. Okay. So is China even going to be at that kind of level if they're attacking Taiwan? I don't think so. I think China's going to come to the have to come to the negotiating table and have an honest conversation, which is good. Like we need that for to make the Southeast Asia more stable at this point.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. And I'm glad you made that last point because you negotiate from strength. You got to remember,
Right.
Trump's been I don't. This is the good thing about Trump. Like with most politicians, you listen to what they say. And you're like, what did he really mean? With Trump, you know exactly what he means. He's really. You don't have to fucking guess. He told you. Like you don't have to guess. So when he says like that, he really likes Xi, and that I believe him. Personally, I believe that like he meant that they had a certain rapport. That doesn't mean that he's naive and that they're best fucking friends. He just means that he's at a level of respect for them as a man, and that he thinks that we can have some sort of fair dealing to whatever. Up until the point where I realize that we can't. Okay, then it's everybody back at our corners, and we're gonna have to slug it out. So even with this play down in Iran, like I said, we had the tariff thing. I think he's made calls to both of them, and it's like, okay, guys, you want to come back and talk? You want to make another deal now? Like, no one wants any real conflict with China or Russia. Like, I think that us having trade partners in our mutually carved out pieces of the world is actually beneficial to the entire globe. You know what I mean? There is some level of interdependency. Do you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
no one wants a fucking ground war active real aggression with China or Russia. And then I'm gonna be honest with that. I think Russia was minding their goddamn business until the Ukraine kept going past the agreed upon NATO borders for a decade plus. At some point, Putin was just like, "Bro, I told you guys don't cross that fucking line. I'm a bomb shit." You know what I'm saying? And that was NATO trying to force us in a position we're using Ukraine as a proxy to go at Putin. And like that was Trump being like, bro, if I was in power, that would have never happened. Like, yo, we're not going to Russia we're not going to war for Russia because we're in fucking NATO. Fuck you guys. And that's why as soon as he got in, he was like, no, we're not paying shit. All you guys, we're not paying 90%. You guys collectively pay 10%. Everybody pay their fair share, and we're getting out of these fucking agreements. Because so France does some dumb shit. Now we got to go to war. Screw all that. And then he flipped it on him. He was like, okay, I'm gonna do this incursion on Iran. And look at none of y'all jumped to it. I told you this NATO shit was bullshit. He played everybody.
They don't have the capability of actually participating in this theater of war.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They're just not advanced enough. It's pretty much what NATO has right now is kind of like the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They got some cute stuff, but that's about it. I mean, they really can't do anything. Whereas the United States, I mean, my goodness, they're like, yeah, we can operate a theater of war without using any of our military bases in the Middle East.
Exactly.
Holy, are you serious? We're like, yeah, we can just fly our bombers over from the United States. Yeah, we got a few sets of them. That's fine. We got toilets in the airplanes. They're good. They know what's going on. They sleep on the airplane.
Right. And if we just do this, let this AI game theory thing play out. They've ingested all this data, so let's just take some other country. CIA and NSA, etc. We get all this information from Israel and everything about your country, what your capabilities are. We just feed that shit into the system.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And here's a new data set, run it against our real-time war information, and map us out some scenarios. That's why Trump's always being like, well, we've got some options. I talked to Pete. We've got some options. Like, if you listen to him talk, he's telling you what's going. You got to read between the lines. Oh, I'm not worried. I've seen. We've got some options. Now we haven't really hit him with anything yet. We're just testing out a few things right now. They don't do this. We're definitely going to hit them with something. We've got a lot of options on the table. That's not him powwowing with like all these old armchair generals.
No.
That's the system kicking it out to CENTCOM vetting everything and being all right. Let's bring this to the president. We've got 37 options on the table, Mr. President. That's what's going on, bro.
So it's kind of the same thing. Like, okay, like I'm 52 years old, no kids, right? And the women are like, "What options do you have?"
Mm-hmm.
Where I already did game theory with ChatGPT regarding global markets,
right?
And I'm like, I have options. I know. Like, I have options for 25-year-olds. I know how this works. When it talks at 31 to 33, I have a plethora of options. I know because I ran game theory with ChatGPT, and I did it with honest data. Because of that, I know what my options are. And then I turn to the women in the West and I say, did you run through it? Because I ran game theory for modern Western women regarding their reproduction choices, and it looks really grim. It looks bad. Even ChatGPT was like, you're not going to have everything that you want. If you're 33 years old and a Western woman, 33 years old or older, you're going to have to start making choices because you're not going to get everything you want. Right? Whereas with us, 52, they're like, yeah, you can do what you want.
Oh, hell yeah.
Game theory. It's game theory. It's all it is. It's just game theory. Right? It's emotion doesn't matter. Game theory and data is everything.
Is everything now.
Works.
All right. I'm glad you agree with me like that. We're seeing what's playing out militarily the same way. Like, because I hear all the noise, but I'm like, is anybody paying attention to how this war is being fought? Like, this isn't random, bro.
No, it's not. You look at how, like, again, you said about the planes, right? How the planes are doing. But I'm hearing these reports about how the attacks are moving and they're doing one place after another. And I'm like, it sounds like training a model.
They're exactly.
Yeah, that's how I would think it is. This is training a model. And then they're getting more information. And you notice that the Iranians aren't able to really attack, right? As time is going on, they're becoming incredibly decimated.
Yeah.
We've never seen anything like this before.
It's a war of attrition with the time horizon cut down to like 45 days. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And we're able to like you saw those reports about how the Iranian people are uploading like okay, those are the bad guys. There's their position. We're gonna upload it to
Yeah, they're uploading it. And because Starlink is beaming down internet access that they keep trying to block down into Iran. Do you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah. And what I like about this too is that you don't even have to have what like geopolitical like geo markers
Right.
because you can use AI to identify the buildings.
Buildings, right.
I was like, oh, it's done. It's over. They have all the models.
They have
That's
all
it.
they have all the
It's
models, and I'm guarantee you that they're doing geo geotagging, like thermal
yeah,
imaging from space, and
yeah,
doing what do you call it, typography and telemetry for buildings and whatnot. The same
yeah.
technology they use to navigate, to make drones navigate.
Right,
You see
exactly.
what I'm saying?
They have the same thing, and they get this data on social media. They know how to do an attack within like 6 hours, if that. Like it would take from the time that they get the information to the time of actually doing an attack could easily be within 6 hours. And
Hmm.
it's like we've never seen this before.
We've never seen
Never.
it, and it's because I'm into Warhammer lore. Like a lot of this, like even like a lot of stuff, I was like, oh, this is Warhammer shit that's going on. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
when the
yeah.
Space
This
Marines
Warhammer.
attack a planet,
Yeah,
they have the ship hover up top, and they disable the planet from space and
right,
everything, and then
right.
all the AI systems, like on the mothership, calculate all of the battle outcomes before they launch the Space Marine pods directly into the atmosphere, like because they send them down in like torpedo pods, and then they land. So I'm like, yo, they're fighting this shit like Warhammer.
Warhammer. Yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. This is Warhammer. It's 100% Warhammer. They're not. People aren't ready for this. They're just not. They're not. They're. So again, kudos, hats off to these people who are conducting the war. I think they're doing a great job, and the amount of work and the amount of um, bravery that our troops are having, the commanders are, I think, is amazing. They're
Hmm.
very professional.
Very professional.
They're knocking out these targets extremely well. I think it's great. Sure, there's collateral damage because that's war, right?
Hmm.
But you have to look at the overall strategic goals. And yeah, it looks like some schoolgirls were taken out. That's unfortunate.
Hmm.
That was never our goal. But everything else that we're doing is great. So hats off to the U.S. military. Um, um, Especially you white female liberals, shame on you. You're not on the right team. You're not. Um, you guys should go over to Oregon and to Michigan. Sorry, Washington and Oregon. Go over there and make your own little covenant of witches. Right? like go do it. Stay in the winter. Right? Go there, drink a lot of coffee, and don't reproduce. That's where you need to go. And don't worry, nobody will be doing Handmaid's Tale on you. No one wants to hit it like that. Sorry, no, sorry, you're not desirable.
No, that's the whole factor, bro. No, I'm what you call it. No, I'm glad the conversation went this way. Because I, for a minute, man, I'm like, man, am I the only one? Like, I know all the geopolitical stuff, like part of that's what some of my degrees are in, but like, because I'm with this AI, I'm like, is anybody watching the way this is playing out? And like, we casually ran into the conversation, so I'm like, okay, so you see it exactly the way I see it then. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is model training, bro.
yeah,
And like I said, I follow I'm a big fan of what Alex Karp has done with Palantir. So I'm always watching his latest interviews, and like I know all of his ideology with regard to American nationalism and technology and stuff like that from an ideological standpoint. And I know what a big part he plays in the government and the military contracts. So I was like, if Alex is up in all of this shit, I was like, there's no way these Palantir systems aren't deployed in this theater of warfare because they've been using Palantir and intelligence and target tracking and everything for like almost close to the last decade. So I was like, this is actually a perfect uh, case study for his systems.
Yes, entirely. It's not only not only for now but the future. This is just establishing the base. That's it. Um, I would say that this is again the good start.
Mm-hmm.
They are in trouble. Like
Yeah.
other countries are in trouble. They should start being nice. Just because America's really nice, actually, in terms of a global power. I mean, it's just like, hey, look, we want you to be part of the
This is
market.
kind of us saying that, like, guys, your warfare technology is obsolete.
It's obsolete, yeah,
And it's almost like we can basically enter your country at will.
yeah.
And like the only chance you have of us of beating us is if you drag us into a ground war. But this enter your airspace, destroy everything at will, we could do this all day. We could do
Yeah.
this all day.
Yeah,
We could do this all day. We can
Yeah.
come for 3 months, leave, come back in 6 months and do it again. And we'll never put boots on the ground. We'll just shut your whole shit down. That's basically what we're saying.
Yeah, and then we'll make it so that your people have more power against you, basically, right? So I think that I wouldn't be surprised if CIA operatives are arming the Iranian people right now.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. We already got guys on the ground.
Yeah.
If the Kurds wanted to get busy, we're probably down there advising the Kurds. Like whatever happened, like mission accomplished, we're going to completely decimate their military manufacturing capabilities. We're basically demoralizing them right now.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is where we're at now. This is the demoralization stage, and we
Right.
keep being like, "Hey, you guys ready to talk yet? Not yet. Okay, let's send in another platform. Let's get some IoT information on it, and then while you're at it, let's blow some more shit up. What's the AI say? What is it? What's the game scenario today? That's what they're doing. They're flying out game scenarios. Like, what's the game scenario today? Let's get the IoT information. Let's get Space Force to map everything in real time, to map the theater in real time, feed it back to the system. All right, let's put these things back on the carriers, send them back to the States. Marco, give them a call, see if they're ready to talk. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And they're like, bro, we could do this all day. I don't got to report to Congress for 60 days, bro. We're 2 weeks in. We could do this for 55 days, and you understand that's what's going on.
Yeah, then we'll stop. We'll just wait.
Yeah, see if you guys want to talk.
Yeah, then we'll see what happens. Yeah.
And in the meantime, they're talking to Israel and the IDF. The word of the day is kill chain, because the IDF and the Mossad's going to work their way down the kill chain. Make no mistake, even when we're going, they're going to wipe out the entire line of clerics. They're going to wipe them out.
Oh,
That's what they do. Yeah, the word is kill chain. They're going to work their way down the kill chain. And they'll be on that for like the next 5 years. They're going to wipe them out completely.
Right. Yeah. And
that's what they do.
Not only that, if you talk about like 55 days, right? They're going to make, because IDF, they can keep on going, right? They don't have no restrictions. And so Iran will be so weak that the IDF can just keep on going over and have air supremacy over Iran for an extended period of time.
Right. And once we leave, Israeli Air Force can basically fly at will over Iran. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. We don't need to put any major deployment on the ground. Let the IDF get busy. They've been dying to do this for like 20-something years. They're itching to do it. Turn them loose.
So then this happens. Hezbollah is knocked out. Hamas is gone. It'll be a question of time that Israel is totally peaceful. They win. They totally win.
Yeah, and then Trump and Jared are going to start building fucking beachfront property on the Gaza Strip, bro. No bullshit. They're going to turn Gaza Strip into Dubai, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They're going to turn the Gaza Strip into Dubai. Bro. I'm telling you. because they know that commerce creates peace.
Yep. And Hamas being removed from there would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have the weapons anymore. Good. They don't have to be funded anymore. It solves a lot of problems. Palestinians can finally have some peace. The region can live in peace for a while. I think this is a great start. I think it's a great plan. And then we can get Putin to come back to the negotiating table and say, hey, let's talk. Right? You know, we don't want to have a war with you. It's stupid. We don't want. Well,
I don't think Putin wants a war with us. I think Putin's playing for legacy. He wants to go down like a Stalin, like a Lenin, a great defender of the Russian people and the empire, etc. Because despite what you think, like the fucking Russian people, they love Putin.
Oh, they do. I know. That's right.
They fucking love. He's like a fucking celebrity. Like I watch like a lot of international stuff. So there's all this like social media footage, like because Putin will just be out, and you'll see people like little kids and girls like they're just breaking into tears and shit, and people running up and hugging him and stuff. Like they love Putin, bro.
Yeah, they really do. He is very popular. He is very much loved in Russia, but over 1 million Russian casualties.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be an issue, and they just need to have a little conversation.
My thing is like they forced Putin's hand. Any further incursion into the Russian territory past because he let them incurge like 3-4 times.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? At some point, he had to do something because then he looks weak.
Right.
And weakness invites everything else.
Yeah, bombings.
And and as far as his aggression, Putin was the most diplomatic. He was the one who was the diplomat. He kept being like, and the final straw was them trying to put missiles on Ukrainians' border. That's the same as the Russian missile crisis, Cuban missile crisis.
Right.
Like the Russians trying to put missiles in Cuba. He was just like, bro, you guys are already past the agreed upon border. Now you want to put missiles there? All right, we got a problem now. I'm gonna start bombing shit. Yep. You're not putting missiles right on my border that could reach the fucking Kremlin. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't really. They forced his hand. All right, we're at wow. We blew through this hour fast. This was a really good conversation. I didn't expect it to take this turn, but it ended up being an AI conversation. This is a technology. This is a technology conversation. All right, we wrap in 2 minutes. It's all yours, sir.
So IMF is Theo. When do you think it'll be safe for passport holders to travel, live in Russia? You should not set foot in Russia for an extended period of time. If you want to talk to Russian women, you should go to Berlin, Armenia, something like that, Azerbaijan. Go to where the Russian expats are. Do not go to Russia. They have taken by far too many losses. The view of Western men is very low. And do not think that because you're black, they're going to have a different view of you. No. They're going to say you're American. My family member died because of you. Take this very seriously. Do not set foot in there. And again, I love being in Russia. I can't go back. I don't see it in my lifetime, to be honest. Just not going to happen. All right. So, yeah, I had a good time. This was really great. It was great talking about AI and weapon systems. It was fun. So, guys in my class, event-driven. Now I have some event-driven labs that I want to do. I should do this. Right? I should do simulations. Like, how can I do event-driven?
Yo, everybody in class is going to hate me in these Sunday fucking interviews, bro.
Yeah.
Machismo brings more homework.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some more event-driven labs then and actually do this. I'll get this done in GCP and AWS. But I had a great time. I will see you next week. And,
yes, sir.
The channel does well, okay? See you guys. I'm out.
See you guys. Hey, guys, please support the stream. Cash App, please support the stream. We're out of here. You can't get this type of combo anywhere else. That's my Cash App on the stream. And we tonight, Sunday panel, me, Mr. O, Mr. Tice, and of course Tito. Check my live tag, man. I'll repost it on the community tab. Debate General Tito versus BGS this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a barn burner. There's my Cash App on the screen. Please support the stream. We're up out of here, man. See you later on tonight, man.